Imagine someone takes away your freedom, not for one day, not for 1 month, not for 1 year, but for 27 years. 27 years without seeing the sunrise as a free man. 27 years away from your family. 27 years inside a small prison. Now ask yourself, would you still believe in your dreams? Would you still believe that one day justice would win? Or would you surrender to anger and let hatred become your identity? Most people would, but one man didn't. His body was locked behind the bars, but his dreams were never imprisoned. Hello everyone, I'm Sri today. I'm not going to tell you the story of the president. I'm going to tell you the story of a man who proved that true freedom begins inside the human heart. His name was Nelson Mandela. He was born on 18 July 1918 in a small village called Marzo in South Africa. As a young boy, he dreamed of a country where people would not be judged by the color of their skin. But the world he lived in was deeply divided. Millions of black South Africans were denied equal rights under the system of apartheid. They could not live freely, they could not vote freely, they could not enjoy the same opportunities as others. Many people accepted this injustice because they were afraid. But Nelson Mandela believed the silence in the face of injustice allows injustice to grow the stronger. So he chose a different path. He chose the courage, he chose the hope, he chose the stand up, even when he knew the price would be high. And the decision changed his life forever. Little did he know that the road ahead would lead him not to comfort but a prison cell. And inside that cell, the world would discover the true meaning of the strength. The courtroom was silent, everyone waiting for the Nelson Mandela to speak. He knew that verdict could change his life forever. He stood tall. He looked around the courtroom. There was no fear in his eyes, no anger, only courage. He declared that he had decided his life to the ideal of a free and equal society, and that it was an ideal he was prepared to die for. Those words echoed for behind the courtroom. Soon the judgment came. The prison doors closed, heavy iron bars, concrete walls, a tiny cell. This would become his home. Year after year, many believed this is the end of the Nelson Mandela. But history had different plan. Every morning, before the sun rose, he woke up not to freedom, but to hard labor. Breaking rocks, walking under the burning sun, living with the very little letters from his family were limited. Visits were rare, time moved slowly, but there was one thing the prison guards could never imprison: his hope, his purpose, his belief that justice would one day prevail. Many people become prisoners long before they enter a prison. They become prisoners of fear, prisoners of self-doubts, prisoners of excuses. Nelson Mandela was surrounded by prison walls, yet inside his mind remained free. Instead of allowing anger to confuse him, he educated himself. He read books. He reflected deeply. He learned from every experience. He understood a powerful truth. You can lose your freedom, lose your comfort, but if you refuse to lose your character, no one can truly defeat you. Years turned into decades. The world outside began to change. People across the globe demanded justice. Mandela's name became a symbol of hope. The man who entered as a prisoner walked out as a symbol of hope for the entire world. The world expected revenge. Instead, it witnessed forgiveness. The world expected anger. Instead, it witnessed wisdom. And that decision changed the future of the nation forever. Because real strength is not found in the power to destroy, it is found in the courage to heal. And Nelson Mandela was about to prove that to the entire world. Today, your prison may not have iron bars. It may be fear, it may be failure, it may be self-doubt. It may be the voice that tells you can't break those chains, because the strongest prison is one we build inside our own minds. Remember, the world does not change because people complain. It changes because ordinary people have the courage to do extraordinary things. Nelson Mandela didn't become the great because life was easy. He became the great because he chose courage when fear was easier. He chose the hope when despair was everything. He chose the forgiveness when revenge seemed justified. Now the question is not, can you become successful? The real question is, what kind of person will you become while chasing the success? One day, your children won't ask how many times you failed. They will ask only whether you had the courage to stand up one more time. So don't fear the struggles, don't fear the waiting, don't fear the impossible. Fear only the one thing, reaching the end of your life and discovering that you never became the person you had the potential to do. Go, live with courage, lead with kindness, dream without limit, and make your life a story that gives hope to someone else.